What's up everybody, welcome to today's video. I know this video is a bit overdue because you already seen the R3 bundle from MOZA Racing and the compatibility with Xbox. Finally we have something from MOZA that can be used on consoles, particularly on Xbox, because this bundle basically is Xbox certified. So for you guys that don't own a PC but you own an Xbox, this could be a great solution. Hopefully in some future we'll have a PlayStation wheel as well, but for now, and I think this is a huge step forward, even though it's an R3 bundle, this is quite outstanding. So what we have here, we have the SRP pedals, which you already seen, and you can additionally buy the clutch pedal as well. We have the R3 direct drive base, which is basically with 3.9 Newton meters of torque, and we have the ESX steering wheel, which also comes in R5 bundle. So basically what I can notice is the difference is right here. But is it? No, actually, the interesting thing what they did is, with the ESX steering wheel, the chip for Xbox is right here. So if for some reason you want to go with a stronger base, you can grab this bundle. That's the only downside. You have to buy this bundle to get this wheel. Maybe they will eventually put a possibility to buy this wheel separately with the Xbox chip inside, but for now it's only in this bundle, and you can do this. You can have this wheel, grab a different base, grab different pedals. The only thing is that you need to connect everything to your base, so you can't connect it directly to your PC because it won't work. So the pedals, well, not the PC, the Xbox, if you connect pedals to the Xbox, it won't work. So yeah, you have to connect everything to the base, because the base, well, the wheel is connected to the base and the Xbox chip is right here. Now let's start from the beginning. We already know everything about the SRP pedals. You get the brake and you get the throttle and eventually clutch. Well, basically then you'll need to reorganize the pedals, but honestly, if you're starting to go with sim racing, this is basically a perfect deal. I mean, you have the shifter pedals here, so you don't need to go additionally with shifter. Is it an H shifter or is it a sequential shifter? It's basically irrelevant if you go with this. Specifically, if you drive F1 or GT cars, then you can go with this one. And the R3 bundle is a nice start, I do have to admit. Let's be honest, not everybody can start off immediately with 16 or 21 Newton meters of torque, which will definitely be really hard if you go with that medium set of F1 tracks, like 20-30 laps. That's not possible. And if you haven't driven anything before, right? But even with Logitech wheels, if you drove those, it's nothing compared to the actual torque coming from these bases. So I had the opportunity to well, I was actually stranded on an airport, and they actually by accident had two Logitech steering wheel and rigs and everything all together. First of all, what I noticed is, even though this is much lower in, let's say, great performance, and when we're talking about the brake, than the CRP pedal, specifically CRP2 as well, because we will cover that quite shortly. But when you move from the steel plates and you move to plastic, it's really big difference. And then you get this small 3.9 Newton meters of torque base, which actually does really outstanding, and it gets better feedback than the Logitech steering wheel. I'm not saying anything against Logitech, I'm just saying that it's much higher quality for the basically same price. This goes for 300 or 399 euros, and it doesn't stop there. You don't need, for instance, to buy an additional steering wheel for Formula or for rally or for drifting or whatever, because for instance, you can grab this. This is ES Formula additional plate that you just swap with this one, and you can drive F1 or GT. It really doesn't matter, but yeah, it really is quite nice, and I think it's the same dimensions as this one. And if you want rally or drifting, then you go with 12-inch ES wheel. Now this one is more expensive, of course. This one is, I think, 70 euros and this one is 30 euros. But imagine driving, I don't know, you can really combine anything with this set. And if you're a beginner and you want to have multiple steering wheels, the only thing that you have to do in this scenario, you have to untie what, 5 screws, 6 screws, 6 screws to get it swapped up. That's it. Maybe there's additionally something else that I've missed, but I see only 6 threads over here and basically 6 threads over here. That's it. Now, as we already noticed, we have their familiar signature quick release, which is on the same design as on any other in terms of the connectivity, in terms of the stability. There's no like clacking when you're steering. It doesn't have any unnecessary movement from the wheel to the base, and you can see that this is pretty fixed. I mean, this is really nice. And you've seen that on my other reviews, R9, R12, R16, R5 even. It's the same thing. So you don't have to worry about the base or anything similar to that when we're talking about the quick release. And when we're talking about the steering wheel, you have the same connection right here. The only difference is the chip. The other difference when we're talking about the ES steering wheel is the Xbox button. So basically, I think they just changed the sticker and reprogrammed the button just to give it the possibility for that. When we're talking about the SRP pedals, so the brake is just, I mean, you can see that I can push it with my hand. It's nothing similar like on CRP, but what you can do is, and I'm giving you some ideas now, is you can get the SRP Light Brake Pedal Performance Kit, which kind of gives that additional force when pressing it down. And this is where it comes in play, the muscle memory. When you're aiming a certain corner and you're already like 30 laps in or whatever, you get that muscle memory, and the leg actually pushes as much as it needs because you're getting used to each corner, and depending on the entrance and depending on the brake heaviness, let's put it this way, or how much you need to brake, you'll be already pre-trained, because it gives you more feeling when the brake is harder to press than this. You have very small travel here, and yeah, but let's be honest, this is a beginner set, and I would say quite good beginner set, because you get the premium quick release that you usually get on all other MOZA Racing wheelbase and steering wheels, and this is an outstanding combination. Now let's go a bit into details, because I was talking about what I think and what I found out, and so it's officially licensed for Xbox. You have 3.9 Newton meter direct drive servo motor, which is outstanding in terms of replicating the force feedback from the car and from the game directly to you. We have the new innovative X-shaped design, which not only, well, basically robust and eye-catching appeal, it really doesn't matter because you're checking out the wheel, but enhancing the cooling effect, so it's supposed to not heat up, which we will check, of course. This is also quite good with the compact body, and I'm not saying this because, yeah, it's small. It's smaller than R5. It's outstanding how it's small. It's really tiny. And the cool thing about it is you get the clamps to mount it on your table, which brings us to the next point. You don't have to have a sim rig for this, right? You don't have to have the sim rig for Logitech or any direct drive that is in this beginner's category. So you get a clamp in addition to this. These three are additional what you could buy to pimp up your setup. The clamp is really strong, as you already seen in the R5 bundle. I think I shown it in R5. Yeah, so really strong. You can really nicely adjust everything. The wheel or the base doesn't rip it out of the table, and quite outstanding. So with this bundle, we have ultra low torque ripple and groove, which kind of gives you that smoother experience. I don't know compared to others, compared to other MOZA Racing bases, but I think this will be quite outstanding. And it has an intelligent temperature control system, which continuously monitors the temperatures of the motor and electronic components inside. And then if for some strange reason, if it heats up, employs some sort of an intelligent temperature control strategies to deliver stable and reliable performance in all circumstances. So it kind of has a bit of a configuration where it doesn't overheat, something like overcurrent protection, let's put it this way, but it's not an overcurrent, it's overheating protection. The motor encoder sports a 15-bit ultra high resolution, ensuring steering is accurate, which is great that you have in this sort of a beginner's bundle. On the ESX steering wheel we have an eco-friendly PU leather grips, aluminum wheel rim, and MOZA QR system, quick release system, which I already explained a lot. Aluminum alloy shifters, which are quite nice, and they do have a kind of click, so it's really nice and effective. 22 customizable buttons and flow shift light. Full high strength steel for the SRP pedals, high precision hole sensor. We have some sort of an anti-slip, but I already explained all of that when we were discussing the R5 bundle. So unfortunately I don't have an Xbox, but I researched everything that it's needed to know regarding the actual the actual connectivity and how does it connect. So it connects through the chip inside the wheel, and what you can do with it, you can change the base. You can change the base, you can change the pedals, but everything needs to be connected directly to the base, and then the base needs to be connected to your Xbox. That's the only thing that you need to take care of. So you can't connect something individually. That's the thing, right? But it's okay. It's not like you're missing out on something. You're connecting everything. And the cool thing when we're talking about that, this R3 bundle, since we're talking about connection and multiple, if you desire to go with handbrake, sequential shifter, H shifter, whatever, here at the back, we have USB connection for your PC. We have the DC input for power. You have a button for power on, power off. And then we have pedal, RJ45 connector, which this means. Then we have the dashboard, which you can connect the dashboard as well. We have the shifter, handbrake, and e-stop. E-stop on 3.9 Newton meters. I don't think that's necessary, but it's good to have it there. I won't lie, I won't deny that. For the R16, that is actually sitting right here in front, because I had to remove the Formula sim rig to place the normal one for driving, because I don't think many of you guys will actually, if you decide to go with an R3 bundle, to go with some insane sim rig that costs over 2,000 euros, right? Makes total sense. But regardless of that, let's check the pit house. So right now we're in MOZA pit house, and to be honest, from the first look it doesn't, well, we'll go through it and check what we can expect with the R3 bundle, because I'm checking it on PC. As I stated, I don't have the Xbox with me, so, or at all. So what we have right here is basically a home page that you get immediately. The ESX steering wheel, we have the R3 base, and we have the SRP light pedals. What you can see right here is you can adjust the maximum steering angle, which gives you a possibility to basically go from Formula 1 to, I don't know what's under 900 degrees. Let me just check. So this is sports cars. Okay, we have sports cars, hypercars, GT, and F1. And then we have the R3 base, which goes into game force feedback intensity, which you can adjust. It's automatically, for me, was automatically 100%. And then you can go with SRP pedals, because you have throttle, brake, and clutch. It automatically recognizes the throttle, which has basically quite short, I would say short travel. And then we have the brake, which honestly, compared to CRP pedals, is, I don't feel any force feedback on it. I mean, not force feedback, but some force back pushing it, the spring or anything. It's just, it's really simple. It's nothing. With the hand, it's a bit difficult, totally understandable, but when you push it with your legs, it's different. But let's go with the ESX steering wheel and check that out. So if we go into this, you have button numbers which you can adjust, and then you get all the numbering throughout the steering wheel. From, it doesn't start with, yeah, it does start with 1, that's A, X, B, and Y, and then we go up to 36, if I'm not mistaken, which are all somewhat adjustable. Let's see, the button can be set in game, so yeah. Then we have the stick mode, you have the button or D-pad, so that's a possibility. Engine RPMs, let's put that on, because it wasn't, so you can switch it off or on, and then you can adjust the engine RPM indicator timing, so early, normal, late, and custom. Basically, this doesn't go into any difference compared to, let's say, any other steering wheel when we're talking about the adjustment through the MOZA pit house. And let's go further. We have the possibility to adjust the output curves for the brake and for the clutch. You have the linear one, let's put it this way, for brake, because I want to, for me personally, this is for me, and then you can calibrate it to yourself, do some testings and similar stuff like that. I already mentioned that in the past videos, past reviews, when we're talking about the pedals in general. And so you can basically adjust the braking sensitivity and how much do you want it to be at the beginning, at the end, and in the middle, or something like that. Or you could go with completely custom and adjust it as you wish. The same thing you can do for throttle, but I just leave it linear here because I prefer it that way. That's just me. You'll do it on your own as you desire. And finally, we have the base. Now let me just find the base. So what you can do here, and you have loads of options, of course, here for the base. You have basic settings, which go from maximum steering angle. We're gonna drive a bit of formula, then we're gonna drive a bit of a GT. Road sensitivity adjustment, you can go up to 10. Then we have game force feedback intensity, maximum wheel speed, wheel spring strength, wheel dampener. Advanced settings give you maximum output torque limit, steering wheel inertia, so you can actually choose here. They already actually placed everything for the certain category of the wheel. So you have KS, GS, FSR, Vision GS, ES, ESX, CS, RS, and TSW. So this is what you can do without even needing to adjust. They already go and give you some idea on how to do it. Natural inertia, wheel friction, speed dependent dampening, start point of speed dependent dampening, and similar stuff. Let's go. We have then the FFB effect equalizer, base FFB curve, and we have some other possibilities to adjust soft limit stiffness, soft limit game force strength, and temperature control strategy, which is conservative now. And you can go with radical, which for more radical control. And this is what I was mentioning when I said that it has that intelligent, let's put it this way, intelligent temperature control, right? So if you go with radical, the wheelbase temperature, when we're going with the control, the maximum temperature of the base surface should be controlled at about 60 degrees Celsius. Do not touch the metal. I'm reading this because this is the first time I'm actually encountering this message. Do not touch the metal surface or wheelbase with your hands after a long time of usage. And conservative should be about 50 degrees, but too high a temperature would limit the output of force feedback. So yeah, if you go with conservative, this is what will happen. It will go with up to 50 degrees, but it will limit the force feedback. That's it. To be honest, from all the bases that I had, that I tested, that I driven with, I mean, let's be honest, it didn't do that much damage. So yeah, what I can say, yeah, you've seen these two already. I didn't connect them with the R3 because we talked about these, right? And even though these are really, really cool, and you can connect them directly to the R3, because as I stated, you have the connection at the back and you can do whatever you want. I didn't want to push handbrake and a sequential shifter here in this video, since we're talking about the R3. Great beginners bundle, when we take into consideration that you're starting out in sim racing, you want to, I don't know, you have an Xbox or you have a PC, it really doesn't matter, because one thing that does matter and what you need to know, if you enter MOZA Pit House for the first time with your R3 bundle and it's in Xbox mode, you hold S1 and S2 buttons simultaneously, and until the RPM indicator starts flashing, you're in Xbox. When it starts to flash, you remove your hands from the S1 and S2 button, and then you're in PC mode. So yeah, this is how you switch between modes, and quite straightforward, I would say, quite simple. All in all, yeah, big thumbs up again for MOZA Racing to deliver basically, I wouldn't say something that is in terms of outstanding when we're talking about performance, comparing to their higher steering wheels or higher base, higher quality, higher torque, or when we're talking about the pedals. You still have the same quick release on all of their bases, what I stated earlier. But this is an ideal solution to start sim racing. If you want to pay extra money or without even testing if you're good at it, or just, I don't know, just popping ideas, you can always go with the high-end stuff. Of course you can, no doubt about it. But if you're trying to see if this is something that you'll be interested in, you're not keen on throwing a lot of money, this is just the way to go, because you do have the pedal shifters, you have a nice wheel which is quite alright for driving, and this is ideal for GT or Formula, or you could go with those additional Formula rims that you can just simply remove 6 screws and just place that rim around here. Solid pedals, quite solid pedals. I was driving these for 1 year until I received the CRP pedals, so just put that additional performance kit for the brake and you'll get a better feel if you're really trying to go into sim racing. And that's all there is to it, guys. I'll place the links for the MOZA Racing R3 bundle, which includes ESX Steering Wheel, R3 base, and the SRP pedals, brake and throttle. And that will be all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to sub, hit the like button, and click the notification bell for future content, because shortly we'll have some pedals and one wheel for review, which I should have done a long time ago, but just time wasn't there. So guys, stay tuned. More cool stuff about MOZA coming quite shortly. See you very soon. Bye bye.